Hey guys, what's up? It's Kay, and today we'll be looking at the robot Damashii Gundam Alex from the anime line. And this is actually a surprisingly good figure. Proportion-wise, it's definitely something that's preferential. Like, some people like it, some people don't. I honestly don't like the proportions, but this is actually a commissioned work for a friend. His name is Lathan. So basically what he wanted me to do is to give this guy the missing paint apps and the decal work that's missing. He wanted me to specifically make it look like the fixed figuration Alex figure, which is what you are looking at right now. So mind you, this figure doesn't look like this out of the box, so I added extra paint apps and detailing work on this guy. So we're gonna go ahead and review the accessories first, and then we'll move on to the articulation. All right, so for articulation, for accessories, he actually comes with a good number of stuff here. So I'm gonna try and mention all these. So we'll start with the basic ones first, or the boring ones first. So you have a beam saber effect here for a slashing effect for the beam saber hilt. There we go. You also have a beam effect for the rifle. There we go. So you can just attach it to the rifle. And okay, so now that we're talking about the rifle, then I'm gonna show you guys the rifle also. This was repainted. I painted it to a darker shade of gray. I added dark brown panel lines on it and some decals because it doesn't look good with the way it was colored, or out of the box it looks so weird, so I had to make some changes. So that's how you do this. There we go. So it has a trigger finger on there too. The next one is you get two different beams for the beam saber. There we go. There we go. You also have let's see, two beam effects for either these are thruster effects for either the backpack or the feet. So thrusters on the feet or thrusters on the backpack, so you can just peg it in there. The next stuff that I can, I guess, include is the I guess the container where you can put all the hands. So it's on a socket and ball joint connection, so you can just plug those in, and this will be where all the hands are connected, and then you can just store them in your toolbox or something. Let's see. So next you have the shield. There we go. So I added the Alex decal there because the shield out of the box is actually missing the Alex decal, so I went ahead and added some decals on here. There we go. And I repainted the insides of the shield. This was just white out of the box, so I had to add something in there just to make it less make it look less toyish, I guess. There we go. You have the Gatling guns. And again, I repainted this to 2 shades of gray. I'm not sure if it's gonna be seen in the camera, but it's 2 shades of gray. And then the pipes or the tubes here, I repainted it to red just to add some color applications there. Let's see here. You also have the Hyper Bazooka, and I repainted this piece here to white. Added brown lines on the white sections, and I added black paint apps right in the middle section here. And what else did I do here? I added a red paint app right near the centerpiece here, if my camera can focus. It should focus now. There we go. So I added red paint apps right there just to add some color separation on there. I added some additional paint apps here, so I painted the rockets red with some black paint apps right in the middle, and painted silver, or I painted this fins here to I painted the fins to silver, and that's pretty much it. You also have this piece or this connector for the backpack, or no, the back skirt. This is for you to be able to carry the hyper bazooka on its back skirt. You also have some interesting pair of hands. So you have, I'm just gonna show you one finger at one hand at a time. So you have the regular open palm hand. There we go. So you get a pair of these. You have a more stylized open palm hand. This is for action poses. There you go. You get a pair of trigger finger hands for the hyper bazooka. There we go. You also get a pair of trigger finger hands for the rifle. Let's see here if I can find it. Yeah, this is for the rifle, I think. Yeah, I think this is for the rifle. There we go. And then the closed fist, which normally is on the figure right now, and that one carries the beam saber hilts. You also have the damage parts, which is for you to reenact the final episode of the anime. So you have the sliced hand here, and I added some weathering effects on here just to, you know, make it more believable that it's actually damaged, because again, it doesn't look like this out of the box. So I had to make some changes to make it look more convincing. So another damage part here. This is for the Gatling gun. So the Gatling gun exploded on the anime, if you remember. So I added some paint chipping here and some suit weathering. So I added that. This one is for the chest. There we go. You remember how the Gundam Alex got slashed by the Zaku on the cockpit? So this is the effect part on the chest or on the cockpit hatch that you will attach. You also have this. This goes on to the head. There we go. So it's pretty much, I think, like this. So you'll replace the head. There we go, if we can focus. There you go. So you'll replace the head with this. And then lastly, the effect part for the backpack. There we go. An exploded half section of the backpack. There we go. So those are all the accessories. Oh yeah, and he has a spare V-fin too, which is actually getting top coated right now. So you also have that just in case you lose your V-fin. You have that, and a separate handle or an option for you to be able to mount the shield on to a different handle. So you do have two options. Either do this, that way the figure can hold the handle, or you can just clip on the shield to the forearm. So those are all the accessories. So let's go ahead and continue on with the figure. We're gonna start working on the articulation. So this guy is somehow mind-blowing. They implemented some new stuff on the articulation, and it blew my mind when I learned about this. So we're gonna start from top to bottom, and I'm gonna let you guys know the new stuff that they added here. So the head moves up that far, can go down that much. It can go 360, but you don't have to. It's on a ball joint, so you can, you know, wiggle around and rotate it. The beam sabers are on a peg, so you can rotate it however you want. The arms can go sideways pretty far. Look at that. There you go. That's really far. There you go. It can go 360. There we go. Bicep swivel. Oh wait, he has a bicep swivel here. Not only that, he has a forearm swivel here. Really nice. And then he has a double jointed elbow. There we go. And the arm, the hands is actually on a ball hinge, so it can wiggle around and rotate, and then it can move up and down or side to side, however you want, since it's on a hinge. Let's see, the body can do a body copter. Well, not really. It can go to the right side this far, go to the left side that far. It has a slight ab crunch. I guess the ab crunch is pretty good. Let's see what else. So here's one of the weird parts. So he has a little butterfly joint going on, but it collapses certain parts, and I don't know, it just looks weird to me. But he does have a butterfly joint. There you go. Let's see. That's it. I guess the hip or the waist here, or the ab, can rotate. There you go. The front piece here can move up that far, or you can move up the you can actually pull up the front skirts all the way up. The side skirts is on a bulge. It's just, yeah, it's on a, what is this? Yeah, it's on a ball joint. So, but it doesn't really move that much. The back skirts can actually move surprisingly, so you can pull it up really far. There we go. Let's see, moving to the legs. Actually, I forgot, one feature that this thing has is a spring gimmick. So if we focus on the forearm, you can see this pushes down. This is for you, I guess, to do the elbow joint. So I like how that thing collapses to make room for the bend, and it does the same thing on the legs. So this has a spring feature on the legs, so when you move the leg all the way down, it collapses to make room for that really wonderful knee bend. So that's the new thing that they added, that, you know, when I was messing with this figure, I was like blown away by it. So going back, legs can move up that far. Unfortunately, it doesn't have any thigh swivel, but the ball joint here can do a little bit, but not as much as a thigh swivel. You can see already, you already saw the knee bend here, so there's that 180 bend. The foot has an ankle rocker. There you go. It can move front, or it can move forwards really far for some really cool running poses, and it can move back that far. The foot has really interesting articulation. There you go. So implementing all the joints here, you can actually do a really cool running pose here. I'm not gonna be able to do it, but you can see how this thing will work. And that is pretty much it. Let's see what else. Oh, the ankle armor. The ankle armor move a little bit. I mean, it's stationary there, but it does move a little bit. Yeah, so side to side, and it can move forwards and backwards. There we go. So that is the articulation of the figure. We'll go ahead and snap on its accessories and tell you guys my verdict on this figure. There we go. Alright, so I forgot to mention the height of the figure, so we'll just do this real quick. So he stands about 5.5 inches tall, and that is it. I'll attach some pictures on what the figure looks like with the accessory. My only verdict with this figure is that I don't really have anything negative to say about this figure. I mean, the figure looks really good. The only downside is that it doesn't have any thigh swivels, and the proportions of this thing is just, it's gonna depend on someone's preference. I personally don't like it because it looks weird with non-anime figures. An example of this is that right beside the robot Damashii V-Dash Gundam, the head is just too big and it just looks way different than the proportions of the V Gundam. You also have the high grade F91, and again it looks just different. The head is just really big, so you know, if it looks good with other anime figures, but it just doesn't look good with regular RD figures in my opinion. And one last size comparison is with the Super HCM Pro Unicorn Gundam, and again the head, it's just the head that's bugging me here. It's just too big, and it's just weird beside regular RD figures or other Gundam figures. The only way this thing will look good is if you have, or if it's beside other anime figures. So if you have a lot of anime figures, then you're not gonna have problems with it. But if most of your figures are like mine, where I don't really have any anime figures, and in my opinion it just looks weird. But other than that, it's a really nice figure. I would highly recommend it if you are a big fan of the unit. The Zaku FZ type also came out not so long ago, so I'm hearing good stuff about that figure too. So you know, I would like to get my hands on the figure too, and hopefully review one. Oh, that's my wife's phone. So hopefully I get to review the Zaku FZ Type 2 and detail it. So this video is actually for Lathan. So Lathan, I hope you like this figure, or you like the stuff I added on this figure. Also, another downside of this figure is that it doesn't have the Chobham armor. It's obvious that they're gonna release the Chobham armor, mainly because these sockets here bothers the shit out of me, and all of these sockets are definitely, it's gonna have a purpose, and most likely that's for the Chobham armor. So that is it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next review.